Okay, all I'm gonna say is Zachariah Branch.
So as I said before, Zachariah Branch, if you are a football player, if you are a coach, if you are a fan, and you don't know this young man's name, you quickly will find out. Now, let me take it back to how I found out about Zachariah Branch. If you don't know me, I'm Coach Wood. I deal with football players across the country, have for years, former football player myself. Football runs in my family. I've seen a lot of football, you guys. And my dad's side of the family, it goes crib, football, and these two things go together like peanut butter and jelly. The football is going in the crib on my dad's side of the family. So I've seen a lot of football, you guys, but every once in a while, you'll see a player that has the potential to be a generational player. So let me tell you how it all happened. Last night, first game, 0 week for college football. I didn't even catch the USC San Jose State game until the third quarter. But by the end of the third quarter, you guys, I knew USC had a budding star on their hands. Check out the first play that I saw when I got to the TV last night. Okay, after this play, I said, who's number one? He's got a little wiggle, and he's definitely got some swag to him. So I'm already peeping out who's number one. I hear them mention his name, and I knew he wasn't on the team last year because they didn't have anybody that looked like that. So I said, okay, that's somebody to watch. Then this happened. Now that move right there at the end, that move is exclusive, you guys, to two people in like the last 20 years of college football. That's the Reggie Bush or the D'Anthony Thomas. Those are the only two people that are making that move, and I didn't see them making that their freshman year. So now I'm really on alert. Now I'm going to pop some popcorn, and I'm coming back to get a seat to watch this young man play. So now San Jose State scores, and they're showing like they're not going anywhere. Amazing catch by Nash from San Jose State. But guess what? Then this happened. Once that happened, everybody in the stadium, everybody watching their TV or streaming knew that USC had a superstar on their hands. You don't see true freshmen playing around with people at their every whim like this young man. It was child's play for him. Now San Jose State is like Play-Doh and putty in his hands, and he's only a freshman, you guys. Once again, USC is known to have superstars come through their doors, but very few were playing at this kid's level as a freshman. Now, supposedly USC knew it all along because he got there early, which is a new dynamic with college football today where kids are graduating high school early, and he was playing in spring ball for USC. So they knew what they had all along, which is why you may see kids that are phenomenal have success right out of the gate because they've already got the jitters out the way in spring ball. So as soon as game one hit for USC, this kid was ready and USC knew he was ready. But just to make sure that we knew it wasn't a fluke, he did this. Now this return right here didn't go to the house. Matter of fact, he took a good hit at the end, but he let everybody know on this return that he's got a little D Hester in him. He's got a little Devin Hester in him. So when you think about him, you see that D'Anthony Thomas, you see a little bit of that Reggie, which they've been longing for in the Coliseum, and then you see a little bit of that Devin Hester. But I didn't see none of those guys doing it game one true freshman year. So USC has a phenomenal talent on their hands. It's a great school that knows how to handle phenomenal talent. And just in case you were wondering, hey, maybe Coach Wood is blowing this a little bit out of proportion, check this out. They already had his pictures up and had changed the banner on his bio, you guys, to him returning a kick from San Jose State the next day. Not even 24 hours later, they are publicizing this guy on their website, and they've got a new banner with him running back a kick from San Jose State. So I said, well, maybe they put up everybody's banner, or if they made a play versus San Jose State, they made sure that it was represented the next day. Nobody else's. You know, check out Austin right here, the starting running back. He's got a banner that rotates just like everybody else. No pictures from the San Jose State game. Check out the other freshman wide receiver who played too, but no banners from the San Jose State game. Check out Big Bear Alexander. Check out this other big transfer portal kid that they got. No banners from the San Jose State game. Even their Heisman Trophy quarterback. Now, he's got the ultimate flex because all of his banners that rotate have a Heisman Trophy in it. But they didn't switch anybody's banner on their roster page except this true freshman. Because USC already knows how the machine works. The media machine. They know that this young man got blown up and got exposed on national television. So now USC is putting the hype machine behind this young man. Could USC possibly have two in the Heisman Trophy conversation this year? It's going to definitely be fun to see. It is extremely rare, you guys, that I will take time out of my day. I've been around football my whole life, that I will take time out of my day to go through my phone, my Rolodex, which consists of primarily football people, and call people up and say, are you watching this? Or do you know who this is? I call one of my dear friends, Coach Cedric Cormier, wide receiver coach at Ball State. We played together at the University of Colorado. We look at ourselves as football historians. I said, Zachariah Branch, and he said I already knew about it. I've seen him since he was a freshman at Bishop Gorman in Nevada, and he's been special since then. And then also, us being former Buffs, it was nice to see that this young man is a relative of the great Cliff Branch, former Colorado Buffalo, Oakland Raider, and Hall of Famer. So I guess this young man is related to Cliff Branch. So Zachariah Branch, amazing player that you guys definitely have to check out. He's going viral right now. He's got an older brother that is at USC, supposed to be legit as well. But his situation, his experience is going to be different than his brother's. No matter how cold his brother is a safety. This young man is an offensive player. And in America, we love finding young talent, whether it is in movies, whether it is in music, or whether it is in our sports, and especially if it's offensive young talent. The Coliseum hasn't stood up on its feet like this, you guys, since the great Reggie Bush. And once again, this kid played in his first game. He's only played in one game. and it looked like child's play. So kudos to Zachariah Branch. I'm sure his world has been flipped on his head since his first game last night. Now check this out. Before you go pro, we are a recruiting and student athlete development program, and we're a media company, so we produce a lot of content. We don't just want to talk about this young man and not give any advice. We work with football players across the country. Now, granted, we haven't had any superstars that got amazing exposure like this young man is about to. But we will in the future. We've got some with potential. And then also, some of you guys that might be watching this might end up in a Zachariah Branch type situation. You may end up in a situation that's a little bit lower than his. But here's our advice for a young man that overnight catches virality, that overnight shows the entire football industry that they are here to stay. Here's some advice. The first thing that we would tell young Zachariah Branch is understand what it is. Understand what just took place. You had a phenomenal game. You were in the zone. It was child's play for you. But understand what's about to take place. Now, you are going to be looked at heavily as a commodity. You already were athletes, entertainers, you're commodities. The interesting thing is that you're also a human being. So you have a life outside of your skill or your trade, whatever it is that you do. He has to understand that he's a commodity. His life is going to change, and he has to start preparing for that. It is what it is. To a certain extent, he asked for it. If you're playing at USC, this is what you asked for. But now it's on his doorstep, and there is no going back. He's been unrevealed, so he has to understand what this is. His family has to understand what this is. He's a high value commodity. The second thing we would tell young Zachariah is know yourself. Know yourself. There are things that every person can do to kind of come back to center. Maybe it's going to church, or you've got a spiritual aspect about yourself. Maybe you do yoga. Maybe you need to go on walks and get alone time. But you have to know yourself as an athlete. You want to know this before you go viral, before you have that super big game, before you get into the Heisman Trophy race, because then it gets loud. And then there's people trying to get at you that you might not know and may not have the best intentions. So you have to know yourself, and you have to know how you can stay even-keeled, keep your mindset hungry, stay humble, and what those things are that you can do to keep yourself in that state of mind. You have to know what brings you back to the center. The next thing we would do is say, Zachariah, we got to seek mentors. We got to seek mentors. Once again, you're going to have a lot of stuff coming at you now, whether it's agents, whether it's NIL deals. The bag is going to be big, whether it's the ladies at USC. So you're going to have a lot coming your way. You definitely have to seek mentors. Now, luckily, he's got an older brother on the team, so probably the family's close. But who are people that I can get to? Now, the beautiful thing, he's at USC, so they've had people that have had similar situations to Zachariah. But who are people that I can get to that can teach me what I need to be prepared for, that can give me resources so I can cope with all of the media and all the questions and all of the exposure? He needs to reach out to Reggie Bush. He needs to reach out to other people that played at USC and were highly, highly publicized. Last but not least, you guys, squad up. He's got to squad up. He's got to choose who his team is around him. Once again, he's got an older brother on the team that I know is watching his back. But whether it's family members, whether it's friends, your old coach from high school, who is the squad? If you've got somebody that's going to start looking over finances as NIL deals come in, they need to start evaluating who's going to be on the squad now, because if he handles his business, if he can stay hungry and humble, then this kid is only going to take off even more. So it's never going to be lower as far as the volume, the audible, and all the noise and all the media, it's never going to be lower than it is right now. So they've got to squad up now. If I'm his parents after that game, this is a major priority, is putting resources around my son, putting support around my son, guidance, so that he can continue to just focus on school and focus on continuing to be the athlete that he's going to be. I'm sure USC is already hip to this too. Once again, this is a blue blood school, a USC in Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, that has had superstars at a young age. And probably Lincoln Riley might be calling him into the office today and say, boy, do you know what you did? Do you know what you did last night? Okay, so this is a very special young man athletically. From all indications, he's special off the field too. But congratulations, young man. You have definitely caught everybody's attention in the football industry. You are in the defensive scouting report at the top. It's Caleb and Zachariah Branch right underneath that. So kudos to you, man. Blessings to you. Find a way to keep building off of what you did. And you got the talent. Now is about, can you stay humble? Can you stay hungry and believe that you haven't arrived yet? And can you keep the right people around you? If you do that, nobody's stopping you, Zachariah Branch, and we will definitely be watching. We'll see you guys at the top. If you like this content, please subscribe to the Before You Go Pro YouTube channel. We've got tons of amazing content geared towards the next up, the next young athletes. We'll take it to the top. We'll see you there.